You know, we have what's going on in France and in Denmark, we have ISIS, we have what's going on in Syria and Iraq and Egypt and all over the place. And these are not people who all agree with each other. Interestingly enough, I would say that ISIS is quite unique in its interests and concerns. It's what we call kind of an apocalyptic movement. They are looking forward, and they've been quite clear about this, they're looking forward to an end time. One of the reasons why we're finding among a certain demographic of Muslims worldwide sympathy to these groups is because there's a common sense that Muslims are under siege. Certainly not all Muslims, perhaps not even a minority of Muslims support these activities, but there is a great sense among the Muslim community that they are being portrayed very negatively, that their interests are not being protected, that they're losing ground socially, politically, etc. And that's one of the things that's making it very attractive. Unfortunately, Christian populations have often been portrayed and depicted in the popular mind as being modern, that they are the result of colonization or that they are predominantly European. And there are some of those churches. But the vast majority of Christians in the Middle East have an age-old heritage, and not only is the population being destroyed, but the actual churches and cultural artifacts are being destroyed, so that the remnant that might eventually return would go back to villages that are leveled, churches that no longer exist, schools that no longer exist. As Christians, as Americans, I think it is our obligation in some way to figure out how to protect these people who have no possibility of protecting themselves. And I'm not advocating military intervention, but at the same time, I think we need to look a lot more closely at what's going on. When I hear something like this, you know, a summit on extremism, a big problem, I would say, is that defending one's religious belief today is often seen as extremism. Now, do I think that beheadings and killing people and driving people out of their homes, that's religiously justifiable? No. But if we just focus on job creation in the Middle East, that's not going to do it. There's a fundamental disconnect between the way that Europe and the United States have approached these places that are profoundly religious. Many of the dialogues that I've participated with Muslims, both in the United States and outside of the United States, one of their biggest concerns is secularization. They feel that there is an invasion into their personal, private life beliefs, that they are being forced to adopt a vision of society that is not their own. And some people are coping with it, are trying to find a way to live in the modern world and adapt their religious practice to it, and some are saying no.